the right, reliable teams on our base, on our side. Okay. So for that, we need to give them the accountability for them to be part of any systems and processes for us to scale to the next level. That is very important. Then wrong or outdated technology unable to scale all these things. We talked about all these things, scalability, everything. See, what will happen is we moved from character-based system, then we came out with the GUI-based system, then we came out with the client-server architecture. Now we are on web. Now everything is not with our system, everything is in the cloud. So, and we are also talking about mobile application. So what is required for us? Where do we stand as of now? So based on our requirement, suppose you require multi-location, probably you will be going for a single server concept and client should be multiple and you should be able to use the application through the internet. So internet is unavoidable. So you need to have an uninterrupted internet connection. So where you need to invest it, with who is your vendor for it. All these things you need to define as a policy. So why we talk about policy all the time is whenever a change is coming, we need to revisit the policy and absorb the plus side of it and rule out the negative side of it. We should remove the negative side of it. That's the reason we are talking about all the policies at any point of time. Then partial implementation, usage of custody partners. It's very difficult one. What we do is some departments will say, because as I said in the previous point, you didn't take any input from the certain departments. Only few departments are given the inputs. With the inputs, you have went in for some applications. Applications are implemented, invested, and now people are working. But the teams didn't give the requirement. The teams didn't accept the requirements, the application. They will not use the system. So there is a discontinuity between in your cycle, the entire cycle. I have seen personally in many industries, especially on the production system, the production requires a simple, adaptable application for them to provide in a fraction of time. If we expect the people to enter 30 fields just to capture one particular production entry, it is very difficult for them to use the application because they will be busy throughout the day in the production operations. With all these load, if they also look out something on the IT stuff, it's very difficult. But if you put a separate IT person to capture the information, what happens? The person will not have the knowledge about the production operations. So there will be a communication gap between the actual production people and the IT person. So this will take some more time for them to build the bridge between the people. Again, when we talk about frequent IT team, if the person changes, it's very difficult. So all these parameters, the points are interlinked. We need to consider all these points before we go for proper investment and implementation. Then lack of inspection audit. This is very, very important. Suppose you have done everything whatever we mentioned earlier. Okay, all the previous points has been addressed. But you should also have a inspection very frequently, at least the initial stages. What happens otherwise? The perfection will not come. Imperfection will come only through the inspection. What happens when the person make any wrong entries in the system? You need wrong entry in the sense I'm not talking about the number is completely wrong, but it is not matching with the actual production. Instead of 10, he put 100. Instead of 100, he put 1,000. Instead of 1,000, he put 100. Could be anything. So someone have to validate what is actual quantity lying there in the shop floor in a particular process and what is the quantity being entered. It is very important for you to know. But how will you know this? Why I included this particular point is, it is very, very important for the organizations to go in for the real-time information update about what is happening in the shop floor, in the production floor. If you don't understand or if you don't get the information at real-time basis, inspection will not happen. You cannot do any comparison between the actual output and the data output, the system's output. When the differences increases day by day, at one point of time, you will see a huge difference, and in that case also, the system will fail. So to avoid the failure, it is very important for you to have the inspections and audit between the actual process and the data capture. Conclusion. So here, scalable, configurable, interoperable, points are coming from as a vision from the organizational top management to the operational people, and the insights are going from the operational team to the monitoring, managerial, and organizational for any kind of decision making and support services. Right? Okay. Now, when we talk about point solutions, why are we talking about point solutions today's time? We talked about islands of information, right? But this is different from the islands of information. It is not an ERP, but it is specific to the business process. With this, what I can do is I can do an integration to any other systems so that the point solutions will work in an effective way, and it is specifically to address a particular department. It is not for the entire organization. Here, CA Infotech had come out with two products. One is Vericia for apparel and Vericia for compliance. What we do in apparel is we are doing the production tracking unit. This is the information what we provide to the management. It is real-time information on the unit or department, line-wise production and defects. By implementing this, I get to know what is happening in my particular location and a particular department, particular line, every hour basis. What you are doing is currently you are doing everything recording in a register. The register is getting in my Excel sheet, then later it's getting in the ERP system. By the time the data is available for the management as a consolidated production report, the data is become old. It is not live. So what happens? You will end up in using the information in a regular basis. So you lose opportunities. You lose opportunities for the decision making. So we insist on the real-time information should be available for any people in the systems. It could be a supervisor, it could be a production manager, it could be organization head in the top management. So that they will get benefit with respect to their benefits, with respect to their perspectives. Organization may look at something like, okay, what is my overall production as of today, and what is my area of production, which unit is doing well, and things like that. Suppose the top management want to have a discussion with the buyer or with the customer, whoever it is. So what happens is they should be able to give the current status of their particular orders. Okay, it is going sewing. It is 90% of the order is already completed. It has moved to the ironing and packing sections, and probably by day after tomorrow we'll be in a position to ship the entire thing, and it is completely everything on track. So all this information he can give it by having the information at real time without having any dependency on the people. For this, you don't need to ask anyone. Suppose you travel as a manager, you travel to different customer locations, buyer locations, you go overseas. So you will have the information in your mobile about the production information, what is happening in your shop floor being in India. Okay, so that is what the vision we are looking at. This is what the IT policy I want to define it. This is what the software I want to look at it. This is for this, what is the hardware required I want to look at it. What is the target? What is the result I'm looking at? This is what the point I want to implement it. By doing this, I get the benefit at every level. What I said about is top management. You will also have the same kind of information what is happening for the production manager. In particular line or particular location, the production is dropping. They will come to know immediately why this is dropping. It could be a machine issue. It could be a supply issue. It could be a cut materials or fabric itself is not available. So, or some kind of accessory is not available, or quality stream is not, or people themselves not available. So when the entry is not happening, people can visualize that, yes, there is a problem in the factory. How can I help them? That is where you can play a role. Okay. So the next one is production efficiency of the people and machines. What is the efficiency we are working on? Whether it's 35, 45 or it is 55, 65. So if the efficiency is going up, what type of efficiency is going in which style? Whether it's a standard style or it's a special style or any complex processes are involved or the material itself a complex one. So what are we doing it? What is our experience on this? To collect all this information, we need to have the systems and processes. And we have the systems and processes can be defined as a template for these kind of orders, specifically with respect to quantity. It is nothing to do with the cost and values or any other financial parameters. It is purely on the quantity basis. Then tracking of quantities at various processes, including the job work. I had given 1,000 pieces for some printing. How many I have collected back? How I had given so many kgs of yarn for knitting, and what's the quantity I got it back from the job worker. So it may, when I give it in bulk. When I get it back, I may get it in smaller quantities. So in that case, how to track all these things? You may say that it is ERP, but ERP again, it is taking time. It is having a dependency. It is having a dependency on the people and processes. But I should be able to track all these things in a real-time basis, just like that, so that it is available for all the people in the next second. And we have this software which is implementable within 4 hours, and you start getting your output in the server. Okay, and training on the web application, it requires only 15 to 30 minutes. Why I am highlighting all these points? When we talk about the softwares, when we want to re-implement when the people are changing, this is one of the bottlenecks we discussed in the points. Okay, when the person is changing, what happens? I take just 15 to 30 minutes training for the new person who is joining for the web application side of it. For the mobile application, it takes just 20 seconds per entry and 3 minutes for the training purposes. I don't need to spend anything more than that. So this is a very simple entry what we are working out for the production people alone. We are talking about the production operation. The solution is mainly for production. This is nothing to do with the purchase, nothing to do with the sales, nothing to do with the inventory, nothing to do with your any other financials. It is completely for the production operations. And this is what we do it in this Veresia for Apparel. We also have the audit application, which is the compliance department going to use it, and they are using it. And audit readiness info. This is very, very important for any organization, especially in our apparel industry. We spend a lot of money in lakhs for the audits, for the internal audit and external audit, third-party audit. Could be anything, buyer audit, could be anything. And repeatedly, people ask for the certain points as a common points, which is applicable for all the audits. But there are specific points which are specific to the certain certifications, etc. In that case, what is our readiness for it? What we do is, before the audit, we run here and there. Compliance team, they run behind all the departments, get the things done, make the systems working, and keep the things ready. And they do all kind of marking, any kind of activities you look at it. They just go mad with all the list of activities. Instead, what we say is, you can distribute this particular list of activities to all the departments. Give ownership on the particular activity. Not only compliance department, every department has to have the ownership on the compliance. So for that, we distribute the activity through the tool, and they do the tracking of the activity as per the frequency. Certain activities I want to do it on a daily basis. Certain things are weekly, certain things monthly. So we can define separate internal audits within ourselves, and we can track it as per the frequencies, and you can assign this to the people. And you will collect the data with evidences like audio, video, photo, documents. So this is also in a way systematically how you grow yourself, how you track your organization activities, compliance parameters, etc. So that you will get a better impression with outsiders, especially with your buyers and the auditors. This is what we are doing as a practice, and the same thing is available for your audit, external audit also. We can show it. Okay. So this is what we are doing, including the GPS tracking. So from which location we have taken this particular response. It could be any of your single pick or multi-pick, or it could be date, it could be text, it could be video, audio. Anything can be attached to the particular template, and you define your own template. And we are not defining anything. Okay, these are the parameters you need to follow. Nothing like that. It is something you have to define it for your organization, for your vision, for your benefits on the audit side of it. The template, probably you will have a CT pad separate, you will have another particular certification, you will have a different set of audit. All these things are possible with our software. Okay. Again, the same timeline, what we have, we are working on, it's only 4 hours to implement, and 5th hour you start getting your output, and 50 to 30 minutes to get the training set up and entry. It's very easy to use it, and all entries are only through the mobile app. Okay, and this is what we do it as a point solution in these two areas. Why did we come out with these particular tools? Why not any other ERPs? Even though I'm completely experienced on the ERP side of it, I thought, I personally experienced, I personally analyzed the requirement on these areas are very much required for the current industries. If you don't have these kind of, I'm not saying you have to buy my system. I'm saying that these kind of system is very, very important. The processes are very, very important. The practices are very important. The policies are very important. So we will help you to define your policies, practices, and implementing everything through the people, and you get the benefit of it. That's what we say. Okay. And we also run certain campaigns and certain offers. We give certain offers on our solutions, which is ending on 31st December. What I'll do is I am getting all your contacts who is attending this particular webinar. I'll send out a mail, separate mail, talking about our application, talking about the benefits, and also the pricing information, everything to your email IDs. You can have a look at it, and we can fix up a time to meet in your organization, and we can have a detailed discussion. The best part is we provide trial, which is completely free. No other software company is providing a free trial. We provide the free trial. We can implement the software to you. You try to get the benefit out of it. After you get the benefit, you decide whether you want to continue or not. When you want to continue that time, you start paying for the upcoming periods, not for the period what you have used. And if you don't use it, if you don't sign up, that is fine. We again will not charge you anything on this. So we provide on-premise as well as a cloud model. We provide both the information to you. This is what the information is all about. Today we talked about the importance of implementing the sustainable practices, the policies through implementing through IT systems and processes, so that you will get the benefit of it, and how you can evaluate your processes, define your process through a systems that also we discussed about it. And we also have the point solutions to support you to implement such practices. And thanks for your time. If you have any queries, you can always write to me or you can call me. Or if you have anything, you can also ask me now. I am ready to answer.
Sir, please, sir. தண்ணி சிந்திக்கிறாங்களா?
Yes, you can unmute yourself if you want to talk. If you don't have any other questions, we can. They can unmute. You can unmute to ask any questions. Okay, if you don't have any questions, probably we can wind up. Okay. Mrs. Chandrasekhar, he had asked for a question. Okay, thanks. Okay, another thing is you also mentioned about what is good for the domestic brand. This is nothing to do with the what brand. Okay, it could be for domestic, it could be for export, it could be for woven, it could be for knits, it could be for yarn to fabric, fabric to garment, everything. It is a process-driven application where you will be able to define your own processes. That is where we are talking about the vision have to be interpreted such a way that you will define your own processes to use a software and get the benefit out of it. Okay. Okay, thank you. Is everything okay? Can we wind up, or do you have any more questions? Or you can always write to me at manohar.md@cainfotech.com, or you can call me at this number. And the same number is available in WhatsApp as well, so you can WhatsApp to me. Okay, no more questions. So we'll wind up. Thank you for your time.